Good morning, NE10 fans. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Commish. I am Steve Lewis here with Commissioner Julie Ruppert. Julie, thanks for joining us. Nice to see you're not snowed in.
Thank you. It's finally looking like winter, and I'm glad to see you've got your holiday decorations and a holiday mug.
I've been ready for weeks. We're good to go. We'll hop right in. I mean, obviously, a very unfortunate circumstance this week from the NE10 having to cancel winter sports, regular season and postseason. A lot of questions surrounding that. So I think the entire NE10 community would be interested in hearing about some of the discussions that took place and how we got where we are currently with that decision.
Yeah, again, another challenging week, really resulting in our third consecutive season of cancellation of NE10 competition, dating back to, of course, last March at the onset of this pandemic. And none of us there, I think, at that point in time thought that we would still be talking about those types of issues again in December. But found ourselves faced with some difficult decisions this week, and our presidents were outstanding. The leadership that they've exhibited through this whole situation, dating back now almost a year. Of course, they've been involved and engaged at the very highest levels, and really took a look at all of the data around us. Maybe not as much on our campuses. I think people are very proud of the efforts that each individual campus exhibited in constraining the virus as best they could while keeping students on campus for a residential experience this fall. And when faced with, numbers nationally and in the region as bad as they've been at any point, it was a difficult decision, but in the end, the right decision for us to do what's in the best interest for the health and safety of our communities and our campuses, and suspend the winter season, and so now we've had spring, fall, and a winter student athletes all affected, but we'll move forward together, and we can only hope that 2021's brighter days are ahead, as I like to say.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. And just for those winter sport student athletes, what can you say to them as to what they all might be facing in terms of opportunity to compete?
Well, certainly a lot of that is going to come down to individual decisions, and that may be individual decisions between a student athlete and their parents, a student athlete and their institution, and their coach. The NCAA has been incredibly flexible throughout this pandemic in extensions of eligibility, but that won't necessarily, be positive effect for everyone. People are going to have to investigate and evaluate their own individual circumstances and determine if that extra year of eligibility means that there's an opportunity to remain as a student athlete at an NE10 institution. So really only time will tell with regard to the extension of their playing careers. We certainly hope that that we'll see everybody back, on the playing field and the courts. What I can tell you is that the winter student athletes, will obviously, individual institutions will make those determinations on practice and training opportunities, and possibly even limited outside competition as defined by each institution. And some institutions may sit and wait and see what transpires over the next few weeks. But regardless, there's no formal NE10 conference competition, and there's certainly no championships in the winter sports this winter. And I would just urge any NE10 student athlete that's watching this feature to make sure that you're having regular communication with both your compliance officers at your institution, your coach, the administrators. This is not going to be unilateral decisions on either party.
Obviously, just to come to this decision for winter sports, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of meetings, a lot of consideration. Now, obviously, the next question would be, where do fall sports stand and where do spring sports stand? Do you have any inclination as to when we can expect to hear a determination on either?
One thing I can reinforce as strongly as I can right now is that our institutions are and will remain committed to doing everything in their power to ensure that spring sports take the field on their anticipated timelines. So, I think everybody recognizes that a second consecutive lost season would just be catastrophic in a lot of ways. So or devastating to the campus, to the student experience for them. Pledge that we will do everything in our power to see spring sports return. The caveat that we've used every day since March in talking about all this is as long as public health conditions allow for it, and state and local guidance. Our institutions, our presidents are really committed to the science behind their decision making on campus. So we certainly are optimistic, cautiously optimistic that the spring sports, certainly the introduction of a vaccine this week, the fact that spring sports are played outside, so we'll be ready for planning. And to be honest with you, planning I think will start right after the new year and how to do that for the spring sports. With regard to the fall, recalling our July decision, which was to strive to provide those repositioned opportunities. The Council of Presidents and our athletic administrators will address that once again, likely in January, and holistically sort of evaluate where that will fit in, what it can look like, and can it be done safely.
Well, thank you very much, Julie, for all of that insight. And I think I speak for just about everyone in our league to thank you very much for your hard work, and thank you for all of your insight today, and for everything, every way you've helped the league over the last few months. It's certainly been a difficult time to navigate.
Well, thank you, Stephen. And I would be remiss in not saying that none of us, our staff included, has certainly worked every day to try and make these things happen. And we, stood alongside a tremendous team of administrators. I mentioned the presidents being engaged, but our athletic administrators are the members of our sport administration committee, the athletic trainers. The level of dialogue and conversation was tremendous, and a real credit to, I think, the commitment of these institutions, of our membership, to work on behalf of the student athletes. And certainly just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our entire membership for their work over the last 9 months, and to wish you all a very happy, healthy, most importantly, healthy and safe holiday season and a new year. And I, for one, am ready to turn the page on 2020.
I think we all are, right?
I think we all are. Cheers to that.
Yeah. Hey, cheers to you. Happy holidays, Julie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.